writing is all about task 1 and task 2, right? So yes, if you if you can see my screen, there are two tasks that needs to be completed on writing, and entirely 60 minutes is given for both the tasks, task 1 and task. So what is task 1? Task 1 is 150 words where you need to answer a graph, table, chart, diagram. Okay, obviously in your own words. Okay, a list is given, and you need to answer the graph, table, chart, or the given diagram, whatever it is. So you have 20 minutes exactly, and you need to write 150 words for task 1. Okay. Anyways, we didn't discuss task 1 deeply. We are going to discuss only task 2 also. Okay. So in task 2, you need to give your argument or your opinion according to the question, and you have 40 minutes. So this entire 60 minutes is divided into 20 and 40 minutes. Okay. So you need to answer it into 250 words. Okay. And no specialist knowledge is required, and all you need to answer in general. The questions also will be in general. In general, you need to answer the essay. So task 2 is an essay, by the way. Okay, so essay writing. So yesterday we discussed causes and solutions. Yes, this is what we did, the first one. Today we are going to discuss advantages and disadvantages. Okay, yes, so that was a quick recap. So let's go to today's session. Yes. So advantages and disadvantages without opinion, with opinion. We have two things in it where you can sometimes the examiner ask your opinion. Sometimes they might not ask your opinion. Okay. So what are the question types? You'll definitely discover now. Let's see. Yes. So in the same way, like cause and solutions, here also we have advantages and disadvantages. Okay. So introduction, body paragraph 1, body paragraph 2, and conclusion. You need to write at least 4 paragraphs. Introduction paragraph, body paragraph 1, body paragraph 2, and conclusion. You can also include body paragraph 3 if you want to extend some more points. Okay. If you want to add some more points. So up to 5 paragraphs you can give. Okay. So I suggest, I think 4 paragraphs is more than enough. Okay. So definitely you need to make sure that your entire essay is not less than 250 words. If it's computer based or if it's any test. Okay. So both the tests have same criteria, same things. Okay. But be aware of the word limit. Word limit can actually, if you write less than the word limit, it can decrease. And also there's a catch here. If you repeat any sentence from the question or any sentence is repeated or monotonous, the examiner will simply bracket that sentence and count those words and minus it from the entire word, the entire passage. For example, you have written only 250 words, for example, and that sentence is repeated and that sentence has 15 words. Okay, he'll minus 15 from 250 and mark it down under again task achievement. Okay, so always it's better to write more, write up to 260 to 70 words. Okay, even in the both the CBT computer based test and also in paper based test. Okay, so and one more thing is, don't repeat sentences, don't repeat paraphrases, don't repeat the same sentence, paraphrase it instead. Okay, that is what he likes or the examiner likes. Okay, the one who corrects, and that is the criteria of writing. Okay, so here we have a question here. In some countries, young people are encouraged to work or travel for a year between finishing high school and starting university studies. So in mostly in foreign countries, they some of the students, they take a little gap before they jump to the university studies. So this is quite a trend over there. Okay, so he's asking that discuss the advantages and disadvantages for young people who decide to do this. So it is not giving you a chance to take a side. So you're not going to take any side. That means it is without opinion. He's asking you to discuss both the advantages and disadvantages. So there is no choice of yours. Okay. That is the reason he's saying without opinion. This question is all about without opinion. But let me tell you, whatever knowledge you have, whatever opinions you have on the entire thing, you're going to represent it. But you're not going to take a side. You might say, sir, whatever knowledge I have, that is my opinion, right? So I'm going to write it. But you will not state here, I'm going to take a side of advantages, or I'm going to say that disadvantages are more. I'm going to take a side on it. No. When you're not taking a side, it is called without opinion. Don't get confused again. So everything is your knowledge, your opinion, whatever you know, you have to give. Okay. So introduction is again, like yesterday I told you, paraphrasing the question and plus thesis statement, and thesis statement will also have the outline of the essay. So three sentences you can write: paraphrasing the question, statement, and outline of the essay, without stating without giving your opinion. Okay. Then body paragraph 1 has advantages. For example, obviously we are not taking any side, so we'll directly like give one paragraph for advantages and another paragraph for disadvantages. Okay. Then conclusion. Okay. So advantages with example. Okay. And disadvantages with example. And definitely you might include your life experiences. You will, what the better you give a touch of your personal experience, that will actually get you a good band score, you know, because you're inculcating your own ideas with your own experiences. So whatever experience you have, whatever you have faced, for example, maybe you don't have this experience, but someone else's, for example, some of your relative have had something is related with this question. So you can say, for example, one of my friends, cousin, okay, he or she went to study out there, and then she got some gap in between the studies, and it is so like that. So you're actually conjoining your experiences. If you conjoin your experiences with the task too, definitely you can actually score more, because all they need is the one who actually can develop a nice story here. Okay. Story in the sense, again, you need to be a like little like organizing introduction, paragraph 1. Okay. In the example you can give, and these examples, when you write, you will be writing more and more words. You will not be worried about word limit, isn't it? So the constraint of word limit will not come at all. So include examples. Examples will give you story, right? Stories are a little big, isn't it? So definitely, if you include an example in advantages and disadvantages, definitely that will uh, take you more than 250 words. So no need to worry about it. And after writing your task 1 and task 2, again, I'm reiterating, again telling this. Yesterday also I told, please check your task 1 and task 2. So read it. Okay. Do a proofreading. Okay. Sentence by sentence. Okay. So that if you find anything is like any sentence is like not proper, or you have some spelling errors or punctuation errors, you will correct it there itself, because end of the day it's an English examination, so they'll be checking all those English criterias, grammar and all. Okay. Yes. So let's see how to build an introduction again. So here are some advantages and disadvantages, like some bullet points I gave. So like advantages are: build valuable experiences in life, appreciate the value of money, learn practical skills before joining university. So I'm sorry. So like before joining an university, if you go on to a small tour for 1 year, so these are the advantages which are there. Okay. Advantages are: lose interest in future studies. Traveling in young age might lead to bad experiences and affect rest of their lives. Okay. A gap could affect their career later. So there are some disadvantages too. So you can actually use these bullet points. Usually the question is this much only, till here. In some countries to this. These are just bullet points, okay, which I gave. Usually it is not included or given in the examination. Okay. So all you need to do is you need to inculcate. So before jumping into write the essay, do a small mind mapping. Okay. Like for example, what you would write in introduction. Okay. What will be your thesis statement, or which statement, if it is asking you to support something or take a side, what are you supporting? Okay, small mind mapping, you can do it like on the question paper. After the two questions, task one and task two, below little you will have little space there. You can do all the scribbling, because question paper is not like evaluated. Okay, only the answer paper after it will be evaluated. So you can do the little mind mapping. That's what you can use it for, as a rough paper. Okay, below the questions there is a small space, so you can use what are you going to write. Okay, so a small mind mapping or brainstorming ideas, you can do it. So because don't directly jump into writing. That's what I wanted to say. Don't directly, okay, I got the question. Okay, I know this. But read the entire question also. Okay. So what is it asking? Is it asking to support both the things, or is it asking you to take a side, or it is asking like what is outweighing what? Okay. So read the question completely, then understand it, do some mind mapping, do some brainstorming, and then jump into writing. Okay, guys. Yes. So these are some advantages, disadvantages. You can take a pick of it. I think you already have this in the link where it is provided. Okay, the paper, and yes. So, how to paraphrase? Like yesterday we did, we can paraphrase even word to word also. Okay, like for in some countries, he said, in some nations or in certain nations or in few nations. Okay, for young people, youngsters or young people, young persons. Okay, youngsters is better. Okay, and young encouraged and so encouraged. You can use motivated. To work or travel, you can write to move. Okay, and to finish you can use something like completing. For high school you can say secondary. For further studies you can write. Okay, or for tertiary education is nothing but university studies or college studies. Okay, you can use entire word to word also. Yes, if you feel that, yes, I can also entirely paraphrase it on my own, but the meaning should be same. Okay, so uh, okay. Then after the first sentence, after paraphrasing, you can actually uh, take a thesis statement. You can write, okay, in this essay, I'm going to write both the advantages and disadvantages. Okay, you can write something like that. So after paraphrasing the question, write down the first statement of question in your own words without changing the meaning. That is what it is. What in various nations around the world, many people advocate taking gap in order to work or travel before beginning one's tertiary education, right? Then the same thing is conveyed in a different way. Same thing. In certain nations, youngsters youngsters are advised to work. So advised are encouraged. Instead of encouraged, they're given advised. Okay, it's a very simpler form of conversion. See, youngsters are advised to work and travel for a year after completing high school and before starting their college study. So it's very simple. So no need to, like I told you, no need to use high-end words. Even if you use normal general words also, it's fine, but it should be paraphrased. That is what he wants. Okay, so yes, the range of vocabulary, the examiner looks, it's not high-end vocabulary, the range. Okay, whether you can inculcate ideas about the vocabulary or not, or use a synonym, a simple synonym, instead of writing the same thing from the question. That is what he checks. Okay, after this, write a thesis statement on your own, mentioning one key advantage and disadvantage. So in the introduction itself, you can write, like I told you, in this essay, I'm going to discuss about both the advantages and disadvantages, right? So, what is a thesis statement? These statement are like after the paraphrasing of the question in the introduction itself. Again, the second statement would be thesis statement. Those who didn't attend yesterday, what is thesis statement? The second sentence in the introduction. So, introduction has three sentences. What are those? Introduction has three sentences. One is paraphrasing the question. Next is thesis statement. And the last one is the outline of the essay. So thesis statement and outline of the essay go hand in hand. People mix it and write it. Okay. For example, the thesis statement is like this. While this offers a few advantages, there are also some disadvantages which are worth considering. And in this essay, I'm going to discuss both the benefits and drawbacks. Okay, you can say that. Okay, so you're mixing a thesis statement and a outline of the essay. So thesis statement consists of outline of the essay. That means you're just telling, you're introducing that, okay, in the next paragraph, I'm going to talk about advantage and disadvantage. So that is the introduction, right? When you introduce someone, yes, she's blah, 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 she's blah, 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 right? When a new hero or heroine introduced in the film industry, it is given with the names, right? Okay, okay, introduced, okay, a newcomer, something like that. So here you're introducing what you're going to write in the few, or tell about the few paragraphs here. Okay, so the thesis statement will be consisting of these two sentences. Okay, this essay will discuss both the benefits and drawbacks in such behavior, and the main the advantage or benefit is experiences gained with these, while a possible drawback is also is the resistance towards pursuing college studies later. So here you're also including a little explanation. Okay, even if you don't include this also, no problem. If you want to write more in body paragraph also, it's fine. Okay, so yeah, the last statement can be included or not included in the introduction, but the introduction should have paraphrasing, thesis statement, and outline of the essay. Okay, yes. So again, so in the body paragraph one, advantages you'll write. In advantages, you'll be stating, okay, before we go to advantages and disadvantages, I want everyone to write one introduction for this. Okay, yes. I want everyone to write an introduction statement, or sorry, introduction paragraph for this question. Okay, you have exactly 5 minutes, and you can type that in our chat box. Okay, so let's see how would you actually give your introduction. Start, guys. So let me open the chat too. Okay, so yes, you can give your answers in your chat box. The introduction. So the introduction should have paraphrasing of the question, which is in some countries to university studies. And then the next sentence in introduction should be thesis statement with outline of the essay. So outline is very easy. Outline is just you saying that in this essay I'm going to discuss blah blah blah. Okay. So you can type it in the chat. I know it's if it's obviously it's a paragraph. If you're using a system or a laptop, it will be easy for you to type over there. If it's a phone, then it will be a little difficult. Otherwise, people also type really good on the phone, right? I don't want you to write any advantage and disadvantage, only introduction. So introduction, I can show you the thesis statement if people are like to know what is thesis statement. So thesis statement is this. Already someone has sent. Okay. Trina has sent. Even Nikuncha has sent. Has sent. Very good. Atharva, Krishna Purana also has sent. Awesome. I'll give another 2 more minutes to write the introduction for others. I want you to participate, guys, so that I'll also know whether you're really interested in writing or not. Okay. And I may not be able to check everyone's introduction, but I can read few of them. Okay. I'm giving you 2 more minutes. Okay. I'll start reading. First one is Krina, right? Here is this essay. We can see that in some countries, young people are encouraged to work or travel for a year between finishing high school and starting university studies. Okay. So you have used some of the sentences and phrases, Krina. That is what we require, right? We want you to use a paraphrasing. For university studies, you can use college studies. Okay. For starting, you can say like beginning. Okay. Yes, before beginning the college studies, right? And even finishing high school also, you've used the same paraphrasing. So I want you to use a different paraphrasing. Okay. I have explained the advantage. I have explained. You didn't explain yet. Okay. I'm going to explain the advantages and disadvantages. Okay. It is advantaged, you said, because spellings are very, very strictly checked. Okay. Check your spelling, guys. And also some disadvantage for young people who can decide to do in the following paragraphs. Who can decide to do this in following paragraphs. So here the last sentence is little like confused. So you can write, I'm going to explain both the advantages and disadvantages in the upcoming paragraphs. Okay, Krina? And also try to paraphrase more of the question because most of the words and phrases are there. This is mm, Nikunj. In certain countries, okay, youth are following a trend of working or traveling a year as soon as they complete their secondary education and begin with their further studies. Okay. Um, okay. Okay. And in between end, you instead of end, you can write before they begin with the further studies. That will make more sense. Yes. Then in the following essay, I would like to share some advantages like valuable experiences they gain. It's not gained, they gain in a span of year because in general you're writing, right? The valuable experience they gain. So ed you can take off and span of year, and some advantages are losing, some disadvantages are losing their interest in further studies. Okay, so those are the corrections for Nikunj. Then Vardhan has said in certain nations again, even you can say in many nations, right? Same, very good. Then it is encouraged for young individuals to either work or travel for a year after completing high school before embarking on their university studies. Very good. So you've used university studies, use college studies, okay, or tertiary education, right? Those are the words, right? You can use it instead of that. And embarking is a good vocab you've used. Okay, very good. Then let's examine the benefits and drawbacks for young people. who make this choice. Okay, good. Then, Atharva, in few nations, the young generation is advised to work or explore between the higher studies and beginning of university. Okay, okay. You can also write in this essay. I'm going to talk about the advantages and disadvantages. Okay, then yeah, you can also start while there are some advantages or disadvantages which can be considered, right? And in this essay, I'm going to elaborate about it. Okay, you can little bit elaborate it, right, Atharva? Yes. Then Krishna Purana, in this contemporary era, youngsters decide to travel or work after their studies. Okay, they take a gap for 1 year between the high school and university studies. This essay will discuss both the way. Okay, good one. So how many have sent? Oh my gosh. Okay, we got so many. Okay, I'll randomly select. Okay, Shreya Masula. In few countries, the young students get encouraged to work or travel for a year between finishing high school and starting university studies. So why two rows? Okay, so should not be so should be corrected in this essay. I should be capital, guys. I should always be capital. Wherever you write I, it should be capital. Okay. So Shreya, I should be capital. I would like to discuss the benefits and drawbacks of such behavior. Okay, fine. I'll choose Sarath. Sarath Kranati, right? Okay. In some countries, there is a gap for the university study. Okay, you're just telling from it's a rule that there is a gap. In some countries, people take or youngsters would love to take a gap, right? That is what the criteria, or love to take, or they tend to take a gap, isn't it? Some countries don't give a gap between the school study to the university study, right? So that you have to change. In some countries, there is a gap. No, in some countries, people are like given a chance to take a gap. Okay. Yes. The student lose interest to the study, and he was came to rest and get laziness. Okay. So student lose a interest. A interest means one interest. Is it one interest? No, right? So that you should change. Student lose interest to study further. Okay. Student lose interest to study further. He or she uh, he was came to rest. Don't so this is improper. So was should not be used. In general, we are talking. So present tense, right? So one can get used to take rest a lot and get lazy, right? So laziness should not be there. One can get lazy. Okay. Yes. So that grammar, there's a grammar thing. You need to change it over there. And this is very disadvantage. Okay, this is very disadvantageous, but uh, so you can change it to this is quite not a good trend, you can say, instead of using disadvantage. Okay, because you need to show some variety of vocabulary, right? Sharat. Then of the university start study beginning. Okay, before they start the university study or college studies. Okay, that you can change. Then you have given a full stop or a comma. No, in between. Yes, I think there's a comma or full stop in between. Not able to get it. The advantage is the student who. mm, the advantage is the student who are utilize their time for work experience and knowing the value of money. It will be help to study. It will be helpful to study well and motivate the students for university graduation. Guys, Sharath, you need to work on your sentence structures. Okay. So you have a lot of thing to say, but keep it in proper sentence. Okay. Some sentence don't mean properly. Okay. So every sentence has an error. So for the detailed explanation, you need to go for one-to-one classes, Sarath. Definitely. Okay. In the end, you can actually speak with ma'am and get that. Okay. How to go, because you need extensive support to it. Then, uh, yes, let's read Satvik's. Satvik has said, in few nations, youth are motivated to work or travel after finishing their high school before going to the higher education. Okay. There are several pros and cons worth considering. Let us discuss some of them in the coming passages. Very good, Satwik. So this is a really, really convincing paragraph like others. Okay. So guys, those who have uh, uh, not done that, please go through these paragraphs. Some of the sentences and paragraphs are really, really good. Okay. Yes, I might not be able to read everyone's yeah introduction, but we'll continue further. Okay. Yes, guys. So here, the next para after introduction would be, so what is after introduction? Introduction, we need to write body paragraph one, right? So body paragraph one, you can start with advantages and give an example, right? So that is what we're going to discuss about it. Okay, so here you're going to write advantage one and state one advantage, explain the advantage in this paragraph, and give an example and show a result. So so four things you need to do here: state one advantage, explain the advantage, give an example, and show result. So how is that to be done? Again, like yesterday's one, I will show you step by step. Okay. So for the first advantage, you can talk about, there are two main benefits of students traveling or working before their university education or before their college education. Okay. You can say that. For example, in introduction, you said college education. Here you can say tertiary education, right? You can say that, or further education, you can say that. Okay. Or for higher studies, just you need to show a little variation. Don't use again same words and same sentences. Maximum try to use a different paraphrasing and different words. Okay. Yes. So this is the general line of body paragraph one. Then, yes. So you'll start like this. Firstly, through traveling, they will be able to expand their horizons. Obviously, they can know things. They can get a lot of experiences, right? They can improve the knowledge, isn't it? So, one of the major advantages of traveling, same thing again, telling in a different way. Advantages. One of the major advantages of traveling after high school will be gaining valuable life experiences from the real world and appreciate what they have in life. Wow. So if you write like this, definitely, yes, it will be a really, really great sentence. And this is the, for example, the first one is a simple sentence. Second one is a complex sentence. Okay. So the both sentences are really, really nice. Okay. So here you are stating one advantage, and then you're giving explanation to that advantage. What is it? When students go overseas, they will be exposed to different cultures and customs. So what is the advantage? Obviously, there is an advantage, you said, right? So what is the advantage? You are explaining it in the second sentence after stating the advantage. Okay. So youngsters get to meet people from different parts of the world during the travel, and it to understand difficulties and humans across the world. So obviously, when you travel a lot, what happens is you'll meet new people, you'll meet new personalities, you meet new human beings, right? Obviously, everyone has their own mentality, isn't it? So obviously, it is a great experience. It's not only meeting people; it's also seeing new places. Okay, yeah, and understanding the culture, isn't it? So these are the advantages you're explaining. So after stating one advantage, then explaining the advantage, what is the next one? Give an example. So you're going to give an example. So what is the example here for the first advantage? For instance, or for example, you can write both, any of them. Sorry. Okay. For instance, a lot of youngsters volunteer to work in different parts of the world to experience new things and grow out of their comfort zone. Obviously, when you um, till college studies or till high school level, you will be at one kind of state, right? The mindset is something. Once you start exploring things, you work somewhere for a few months, and then you'll experience that thing, isn't it? So that is what you will come out of that comfort zone. That's what he's saying. So the same sentence is told in a different way. See, for example, a lot of youngsters from Europe travel around Asia during their year gap and get to see the problems of citizens in developing and underdeveloped countries. So, what these people, some developed countries, uh, um, pupils or the students, they come to some countries in Asia, and they see how people are struggling with things and how well they are equipped and with things over there in their home country. So they'll realize this. So that realization they can come up to. That's what he's saying. So yeah, for such a nice example, isn't it? So this is a real life experience. Even though if it is not your life experience, you can just think about it in general. Okay, if someone goes somewhere and have an year gap before their studies, they can travel to different countries and have a nice experience, and they can become very down to earth person, isn't it? So you can write that too. So it all depends upon how you develop an example. Okay, then for that, with this, what happens as a result, they will gain deeper understanding of the world. So the consequences are the consequently they understand the real world and appreciate what they have. So the same thing. The first and second are the same thing. Okay, as a result or consequently, or the consequences of this is nothing but they can appreciate the real world and can love people more instead of hatred, isn't it? So if they know things, they'll become more sober, isn't it? So that's one. Then advantage two. In addition, students who work will learn to appreciate the value of money. Okay. Another thing is money. Obviously, they know how to spend money, how to value money, how to save money. Even also, whatever the parents and the country has given it to them, they'll appreciate it once they go out and see how the other countries, they don't have proper education, they don't have proper facilities, isn't it? So they appreciate it, isn't it? Not only they appreciate the value of money, but also they know how to save money. They know how their parents struggle, isn't it? This is because they will realize the hard work involved in earning money. So then they'll respect more of the parents. Now, see, till 10th and 12th standards, even in degree, till degree, what we do, we always tell our parents, okay, why didn't you do this? Why didn't you get this? Can't you get this to me? He or she has it. Why wouldn't I get it? When you start working, when you start going into the world, that experience is different, right? Then you will start respecting your parents, or we start respecting our parents, right? How much hard work and hardship they have gone through to provide us, isn't it? So that is what it is saying here. Consequently, they would think more before purchasing anything and desire they desire, and may become less impulsive in their spending. So obviously, they'll be very careful in their spending. Okay, so that would be the second advantage. Okay, so next paragraph after the advantage, next body paragraph would be the second body. Obviously, body paragraph one, body paragraph two, right? Introduction, body paragraph one, body paragraph two. In body paragraph two, we decided to write disadvantage, right? So what is the disadvantage here? Again, the same way, state a disadvantage, explain the disadvantage, and give an example, show the result. So just remember this. These four sentences should be there in your paragraph, in the body paragraph 2 or body paragraph 1. Okay, so here in body paragraph 2, disadvantages and explain and give an example and show result. Okay, then so what is the general thing we need to write about? On the other hand, we'll start like this. Okay, various drawbacks may be noted. So how will we write here? In the first place, traveling can cause people to feel homesick. So this is a disadvantage, right? Those who go abroad, they might feel homesick. They miss their home country, their people, okay, parents and all, right? Firstly, traveling at young age can lead people to have bad experiences that could affect them for a long time. So there is another point here too. So along with the homesick thing, they can also face some experiences which are not so good. Okay, so that can also can be a disadvantage, right? So yes, and also for the above stating thing, I mean sentences, you're just explaining it. Many students have not been a part of their family and friends before. So apart from their family, they would have never gone to any other place, for example, or from even they studied in the same college. I mean, within the same city. Some students, okay, some people, right? So they go so all of a sudden they go to a different country, different place, even not only a country, a different state or a different place. They go homesick, right? So he's explaining for that homesick thing for the above point. See, and friends before, so when they travel, they might or they may miss these people. Okay, young people could be careless and take wrong decisions during the travel in new country. So for this, he's giving some explanation of this disadvantage. What is it for travel? But when they travel, young people might face bad experiences like they can if they are careless and they can take some wrong decisions during the travel to a new country, and this will lead to what that is what we are going to discuss. This will lead to for instance, uh, youngsters wouldn't have spent many days out of their home long travel and make them miss their family. So they would never spend or they would have never been out for a longer time, right? So this was they'll become little sick, isn't it? That is called homesick, right? Obviously we discussed about it. They might feel little low sometimes, okay, if they can't make friends over there, isn't it? Then for the second point, for example, the youngsters could be attracted. For this point is talking, see, young people who could be careless and take wrong decisions during the travel to the new country. For this, he's giving the explanation here. Example here. For example, youngsters could be attracted to a party in a new country and get caught by local police, which could impact their life for long. So, without knowing proper rules and regulations of that country, if we go somewhere and if we do something which is illegal over there in that part of the world, right? Or which is not so good, isn't it? So, without knowing things, without knowing things, we do something and we get into jurisdictions then and all, it will become a very big headache, right? So people can also get into these kind of problems. He's explaining. Okay, you can give your own problem. Okay, let's see how would you give your advantage or disadvantages. As a result, they will not enjoy their travel and end up feeling depressed. So the result is what happens. Definitely, they'll not feel good, isn't it? Consequently, their entire life could also end up in wrong by taking this wrong step and wrong direction due to small mistakes. Okay, with this small mistake, they can lose their entire career. Also, they might not even go to the. For example, if an FIR is written on that student or something like that, God forbid, and it should not happen to anyone. So their further studies, they're not eligible for further studies. Maybe okay, they won't get that same what do you call thing what the normal students get. So they might end up in some problem. So that is what the result is, right? So all you need to remember is even if you're giving advantage or disadvantage, state one advantage, then explain the advantage or disadvantage, give example and show result. Okay. Okay, 1 second, guys. Just give me one moment, please. Okay. Um, Yeah, sorry guys. So this is the entire thing. Okay, you need to state one advantage or disadvantage, explain the advantage and disadvantage, give an example and show result. This is what you're going to do in body paragraph and body paragraph 2. And then let's see what the conclusion is. Okay, we'll see the conclusion. So yes, in conclusion, if students take a gap a year, they could gain invaluable experience. So what is conclusion all about? You're just giving the summary of whatever you've written. Okay, even you can include the same things whatever you've written it in the introduction, but again the paraphrasing, you should not even write the same sentence whatever you've written in introduction or in your body paragraph, same sentence here. It will become monotonous, and also the examiner will know that you have repeated the same thing. So the repetition is what the examiner doesn't like, or the one who corrects it. Okay, so yeah, the yeah, you can write something like in conclusion, if students take a gap a year, they would gain invaluable experience and learn to become more independent in relation to money. However, they may also become homesick and end up not continuing their studies. So both the things is supporting, see, because we are not taking any side here. So in conclusion, you're saying that yes, there are also advantages and disadvantages. Okay. Second conclusion also you can write. This is also a very nice one. In conclusion, there are various advantages and disadvantages in taking a gap and working or traveling before pursuing undergraduation. Okay. On one hand, it can help youngsters to gain valuable experiences in life. On the other hand, it may lead to negative experiences if one has not properly known about things, what things to do in the foreign country. Well, okay, so you can write these things. So let's see. I think there are many chats here. Okay. Firstly, secondly, yes, you can say that. Firstly, to begin with, I want to write about, if you want to write about advantages. Firstly, this essay is going to discuss about advantages, which are, okay, you can state the advantage, then you can give your, yes, you can give your explanation about it and give an example and then show the result. Then someone has type thirdly, moreover. Thirdly is not required, Atharva. Moreover is better. Yes. The last sentence should be conclude. Okay, the starting sentences also are very important. Firstly, secondly, okay. Okay, those are also very important. Audio is not clear. I think there is no issue on it in the audio. You need to rejoin. Yes. So I would like to come. I mean, after this, I want to tell you even how to the same essay, how to write with opinion. Now we discussed about without opinion, right? Same thing without opinion. A quick explanation about it. Okay. So with opinion, how will it be? Let's see the same thing. So here you're going to give in your opinion something like this: introduction, paraphrasing the question, thesis statement. So in this thesis statement, you in the outline itself you'll write your idea here. So here your thesis statement would be your opinion here. In my opinion, the advantages are more, or the pros are more, because no need to use advantages here. You can use pros, or the, for example, if you think disadvantages are more, the drawbacks are more. So here you're giving your opinion here, isn't it? So the opinion should be given in the thesis statement, and then what happens in body paragraph 1, you will be given an example. So write one which you are not in favor of. For example, if you're writing if you're in favor of advantages, so first you'll write disadvantage. Okay, the first body paragraph will be disadvantage. For example, you are supporting advantages. There are more advantages according to me than the drawbacks. For example, you said that. Then you're writing the drawbacks first in the body paragraph 1, and in the body paragraph 2, you'll be writing advantages. Got it? So this is the only change in it. Okay, with opinion. Okay, and conclusion and summary, obviously you're going to give advantage, disadvantage, and general concluding statement according to you again. Okay, so let's see how this introduction goes. So in various nations around the world, many people advocate taking gap in order to blah blah blah, the same thing. Okay. If you believe that there are more advantages, what will you do? You will be supporting the advantages, right? That's what we said. So while there is clearly a drawback to this, I personally believe that benefits are more significant. So this is your thesis statement, guys. Okay. While there is clearly a drawback to this, I personally believe that there are more benefits, isn't it? That's what he's saying. If you believe that there are more disadvantages, obviously you're going to write in thesis statement the same thing. While there is clearly a benefit to this, I personally believe that there are more drawbacks to this about topic. You can say that, or you can also write, in my opinion, even though there are some advantages, I personally believe that there are many drawbacks. Okay, if you are supporting drawbacks. So the first body paragraph, see, if we take advantages side, we will we will dedicate the first body paragraph talk about disadvantages. Okay. If we favor disadvantages side, we will decide the first body paragraph on advantage. Let's see an example. Okay. The disadvantage is going on a gap year in is that students may end up not returning to their studies. Okay, so here you're stating a disadvantages in the first paragraph, right? The reason for this is that may they enjoy earning money and becoming financially independent. Okay, you're explaining to the disadvantage. Therefore, their whole future could be negatively affected, as these days it is very important for everyone to graduate with a degree in order to be competitive in job market, isn't it? It is. So it is the result. When someone is not going for further studies, definitely they wouldn't be the job market, right? They wouldn't be competitive enough. So it is a way you're explaining the disadvantage, isn't it? Yes. So in body paragraph 2, assuming that we believe that advantages are more, the next body paragraph would be we talk about advantages. Okay. So on the other hand, see the starting sentence. On the one hand, on the other hand, you can say that. On the other hand, one of the major advantages is that students will be able to expand their horizons, isn't it? The same sentence if they travel overseas. So this is a statement that's saying that yeah, this is an advantage you're saying about it. Then you'll explain about the advantage. When students go abroad, for example, obviously they do all these things. They get when students go abroad, they get exposed to different cultures and customs. For example, one of my friends went to Thailand, and he or she experienced the tradition over there, and went through many cultural programs, and he or she also played a Thai sport over there, which is whatever it is, blah blah blah, right? So you're just explaining a story here. So that is an example, and the result is, as a result, they will gain a deeper understanding and of different places in the world. Okay, so I believe that it is always, in conclusion, you will say, I believe that it is always good to go to or take a gap in between the university studies and high school and university studies. So that is the conclusion, right? So let's see the conclusion for it. In conclusion, so conclusion, you will give your thesis statement again and mention one point from each side and summarize it, isn't it? In conclusion, the advantages are of greater significance than the disadvantages. Okay, so which stand you have taken, you're going to talk about it. Despite the fact that students may not continue on studying at university, they will gain a lot of experiences when they travel or learn to better appreciate money when they work. Okay, mention one point against to the strand, like for example what you will mention here. Give this situation, it isn't recommended that schools should encourage, given the situation, it is recommended that schools should encourage more students to consider taking a gap, because you're taking a strand towards advantages of it, isn't it? Even though you're saying that though university, some people are not continuing for university education, that experience will actually is quite valuable for their further life, for their career. Okay, see here the examiner or the one who's correcting your paper will not go into your technicality of it. Okay, whether you supported whatever you want, or you supported it or not, and if they're not, he or she will not question you. Okay, university education is better. Why did you write? It is not. It's okay if even if they don't study university education. There's no kind of cross questioning kind of thing. Yeah. So whatever your opinion you're keeping towards advantages or disadvantages, they just will see. Okay, and what they especially check is whether you there is a continuation or not, paragraph to paragraph. Again, spelling mistakes are there or not. Okay, obviously that is don't, right? You should not do any spelling mistake. You should not do any subject verb agreement errors. Okay, so these all grammar criteria is also checked along with it. So when you check all these things and you write a beautiful essay, definitely you'll get 7+ bands, like I told you before, right? Yes, guys. Let's see if you have any questions. I just want you to write one. Yes, 1 second. Yes, for this, yes, in the future, all cars, buses, and trucks will be driverless. The only people traveling inside these vehicles will be passengers. Do you think the advantages of driverless vehicles outweigh the disadvantages? So this is completely an opinion-based essay. How will you know that? So he's asking that do you think advantages of driverless vehicles outweigh the disadvantages? Okay. So he's asking, what do you think? Are there advantages more or disadvantages more according to you? Are advantages good? Or there are more advantages of having or it is good to have driverless vehicles, he's asking, or it is not good, isn't it? So he's asking you, so definitely it is your opinion, so you have to mention an opinion here. So I want everyone to write a introduction for this. Okay, so the introduction should have a paraphrasing. Okay, and then thesis statement and an outline of it. Okay, thesis statement includes thesis statement and outline includes what you're supporting here, right? So let's see how will you write the introduction statement for the first one in future all cars and buses. Okay, I'm giving you 5 minutes. Satvik, thanks, bro. Okay, thank you. Adios. Please rejoin. Okay. Guys, quickly give your introductions, then I'll read randomly 2 or 3 and we'll end the session, guys. And if you have any questions regarding writing task 2, like how many minutes and what to answer, how to answer, you can also post those questions later. Okay. So as of now, I want a quick introduction where it has 3 sentences at least. Yes, please give your answers in the chat box quickly, like you did before. Okay, I have a quick question for you guys. Um, will you write the examination with pen or pencil in the real-time examination, in IELTS examination writing? or even listening, reading. Will you write it with pen or pencil? You can type it in the chat. Yes, it's pencil. It's pencil only. Yes, I don't think it is 100% pencil. Yes, and start writing with pencils. I mean, if you are writing a paper-based test. Otherwise, if you're writing a computer-based test, please start using your keyboard. Obviously, we know how to use the keyboards for computers and laptops, but 400 words in 1 hour, right? 150 of task one and 250 of task two. So altogether, more than 400 words you need to type, isn't it? Up to 400 words at least. Okay. Yes, I got one response. Okay. So can we write the first two paragraphs as favored and next para unfavored? Instead of first favored, next to unfavored. And is all. See, whatever you want to write. If you're writing, if you want to favor about something, write about disadvantages or the cons first. Then you can give a detailed explanation of your advantages if you're in favor of that, isn't it? The last paragraph, you can write more and more, right? Isn't it? So just if you want to write advantages, yeah, you support advantages, for example. Okay, you can just write disadvantage, some of the disadvantages, and explain it. And then the second paragraph, you'll write uh, advantages if you're in favor of it. Yes, Krishna has already given in this contemporary era. Okay, same thing. Yes, okay. In this contemporary era, advancements ease human life. Okay, ease human life. Okay. Few people think all vehicles will be driverless in future. There will be only commuters in the cars without any driver. According to my research, there will there will be more positive effects than drawbacks. Oh, okay. Krishna has done it, and Vardhan's thing. Vardhan is saying, okay, okay, the prevalence of driverless vehicles in the future, where passengers exclusively occupy cars, buses, and trucks, raises the question of whether the benefits of autonomous transportation surpass its drawbacks. Okay, good. So, surpass, autonomous is a great vocabulary, Vardhan. Then, however, I firmly believe that advantages of driverless vehicles outweigh the potential disadvantages. So, you're supporting advantages here. Very good, Vardhan. Vardhan, I'm sorry. Okay, Vardhan Pothraju, right? Good. Then Amit is saying all automobiles, buses, all automobiles comes under, okay. Automobiles like buses and trucks will be autonomous in the future, in the near future. Passengers will be the only ones inside these vehicles. This essay will cover the beneficial, okay, the beneficial as well as the adverse. The benefits is better actually, or okay. This essay will cover the benefits as well as the adverse impacts on us. Okay. Yes, Amit is also good, and Atharva has typed. In the upcoming decades, the medium of transportation will be fully automatic. The cars and buses would be without driver or drivers. Okay, and the only people traveling in them would be customers. Great. In my view, this concept has more pros and cons than cons. I'm sorry. So you're also supporting the advantages here. Okay, good, good guys. So I got one, two, three, four, only five responses. What about the others? Don't want to type. Okay. So I got Sony also. Sony Nithika. In the upcoming generations, the cars and the buses are driverless. This will impact more on the drivers, and we can only see the passengers in the vehicles. This technology will improve accident-free society. Okay. Okay, good. Then, yeah, OM has also said in the upcoming year, in the coming years, the cars and buses will be fully self-driven, not driving, self-driven, fully self-driven, and there will there will be no need of a driver. Article is needed there. This will surely be an revolutionary era to experience this transition. Okay, great. I believe there are many perks and of this technology. Very good, Om. Okay. Yes, guys. So you have done a great job. I want you to develop essays like this, and obviously you're going to give an advantage and disadvantage. You're going to support the idea and conclusion also, right? So you can also access our worksheets through our link given. You can also go to the website, and also you can access the today's entire thing. Okay, the recorded ones. Okay, so to the worksheets and all, you can contact our me like ma'am, and also you can write one essay, and see how it is going. Write one essay and read the entire essay, whether you are able to write 250 words or not. But the catch here is you need someone to correct it, and you need someone to gauge it. You need someone to give you the band score, right? So definitely that would be a little trickier thing, but definitely if you can go on one-to-one classes, that will do it. If for listening and reading, definitely after writing the test, for example, a mock test, you just count the words, I mean count the number of correct answers, and you can know your band score. But for the corrections of essays and task ones and task twos, and also for speaking, you need some. Okay, so that is where we also come up with one-to-one classes. Okay, yes. So that's all from my end, guys. Uh, Ma'am, are you there? Any questions, guys?
No, sir, there are no questions in the chat box.
Okay, okay, ma'am. Thank you so much, and
Thank
guys,
you.
good evening and take care. Bye bye.
Bye. Okay, guys. The people who had queries about the access to the handouts and the recordings, I will answer your questions now. Okay. Firstly, I want to continue Sir's conversation only. Guys, if you are not able to cope up with the classes that are going on, you should get this gold membership, and where you can actually get access to one-on-one IELTS classes, that to 20 hours IELTS coaching, and you will also get expert university recommendations. You do get recommendations on the website as well, but if you have a one-on-one contact with the trainer, he will be able to help you more. Okay, and on top of all this, you'll get help with the SOP, LOR, and visa also. So if you guys want to get access to all of this with 5 mock tests that are validated by the trainer, you can get to the gold membership. Otherwise, you can also take the silver membership, which has 1 trainer evaluated mock test and 2 normal AI evaluated mock tests. They also you also get free 100-hour GRE course with it. Okay, ma'am, for this class, recorded class is also there. Yes, all of the recordings will be available on the website only, guys. So you